Hi folks, how we doing? I'm the Reverend Danny Crosby, a Unitarian minister serving congregations in Altrincham and in Urmston in the northwest of England. I do hope you're finding the love and you're witnessing the blessings that are there in life in these difficult times. It's hard, my friends, but we are in this one together. So I'm offering these devotions as a little bit of hope, if you like, doing what I can, playing my role, being a part of the solution in life. These devotions are offered as a balm for the heart, for the mind, for the spirit, and for the soul. And the title for today's reflection is, in this idea of hope, I suppose, the title for today is Respair, a fresh hope. So I invite us just to still ourselves together now in silence. Let's invite a loving presence to be here amongst us and to awaken from deep, deep within us all. I have lit the flame of freedom in this cup of belonging, acceptance, and love. We join together in our physical separation, but united in our devotion to life and to love. Help us to sing for joy like the birds each morning sing their faith in being alive and being here. But there are times, sometimes I feel like a motherless child. In this time and space, may you find the warmth of acceptance and love. Sometimes I feel like I have no friend. In this time and in this space, may you know that you are wanted, needed, and loved, that you are accepted as you are, exactly as you are this moment. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. In this time and in this space, may you know new hope. May you know new hope deep in the core of your being, in your heart and in your soul. May you be respared. May you know respair. Even when you are a long way from home. Even when you're a long way from home, may you know the love of home. May you feel it at the ground beneath your feet and in the depths of your own human being. Know that you belong. Know that you belong. Know that you belong. I'm going to begin this poem with this devotion, with a wonderful poem by David Waggoner, titled Lost. Stand still. The trees ahead and bushes beside you are not lost. Wherever you are is called here, and you must treat it as a powerful stranger, must ask permission to know it and to be known. The forest breathes. Listen. It answers, I have made this place around you. If you leave it, you may come back again, saying here. No two trees are the same to raven. No two branches are the same to wren. If what a tree or a bush does is lost on you, you are surely lost. Stand still. The forest knows where you are. You must let it find you. Now, as many folks know, one of my favourite places on earth is Crosby Beach, and those 100 identical sculptures that go by the title Another Place. There they stand staring out to sea, perhaps looking for another place, any place but here. Those naked, lonely scarecrows staring out into the great big nothing, dreaming of another place. I am sure that we have felt and wished at times these last few weeks, months now, that we could be in some other place. But the truth is, in regards to our current predicament, there really is no other place that any of us could escape from this virus. It is here with us. There's no other place for any of us. So we have to learn to live with it. Often in life, when trouble strikes, we all ask the question, why me? Why is this happening to me? It's a question born from taking life personally. It's a self-centered question, and one that is probably the curse of our age. The truth is that when bad things happen, they're not just happening to us personally. They're happening to others too. This is happening to all of us. These changes to our lives that we've not asked for. Now the question, why me, always brings that 1960s classic film to mind, Zulu. And the scene just before the camp is about to be attacked, when the soldiers are waiting and the Dutch missionary is being sent away and crying out, "You're all going to die. Can't you see that? You're all going to die." The camera then focuses on one private who has fear written all over his face. And he asks the question, why? Why us? To which Colour Sergeant Bourne answers, "Because we're here, lad, and there's nobody else, just us." Because we are here, we have been given the most precious gift that is life. We have been given the opportunity to live life. Yes, sometimes that is hard and painful, but it is life. And that's a privilege I've not always appreciated. I was recently reminded of a conversation I had with my granddad on his 90th birthday. I recall him telling me how grateful he was to have lived his life. He died just 18 months later. My granddad was grateful every day for the life he had been given, a life denied to so many of his generation who lost their lives, including his best friend from childhood, Percy Hepworth. They lost their lives during the war. At 18, both young men joined the Royal Navy and went to sea during the war. My granddad came home. Percy was lost at sea. Now, my granddad was not on the surface a religious man. He never talked about it. But I know that he prayed every night in gratitude. And he promised that he would live as long as he could, both for his own life and for Percy's life. He felt he had to live both of their lives. My granddad rarely wished for another place. He lived the life he had been given, and he was grateful for that life. He had his share of pain and suffering, and he made many mistakes. But he lived his life, and not only did he live his life for himself, every night he offered a prayer of gratitude, and he made his pledge to his best mate, Percy Hepworth. Now, I can't make that claim about my life. How often have I wanted my life to be different? I'm sure we've all experienced these feelings these last few weeks and months. Many of us are grieving a loss of much of what is our usual lives. I know I have been doing, and many around me. I am a person who likes solitude, time and space alone, but I'm also an active person. I love to be in and amongst other people, and I miss this. My heart and my soul craves this so much. And I hear so many others yearning for the life that was theirs just 2 or 3 months ago. Yet we're grieving the life we had, that seems a bit lost from not that long ago. Now, while it's true that we miss the life we had, it's also true that it was not without its troubles back then, if you remember. I know from talking to folk that many were not happy about the state of their own lives, their families, their communities, their countries, our shared world. And yet there is this desperate desire to get back to what once we had. As the song goes, you don't know what you've got until it's gone. We have nostalgia for the recent past, but is the recent past exactly as we remember it? It might not be, you know. Now, nostalgia is an interesting word. Like so much of the English language, it doesn't necessarily mean what it once did. Originally, it meant severe homesickness, considered as a disease. From the German Heimweh, home sickness. It is rooted in the ancient Greek words algos, meaning pain, grief, distress, and nostos, meaning homecoming. Nostalgia is a painful homecoming. It is a yearning for some other place, or a yearning for how this place used to be. Nostalgia is neither accurate nor is it healthy. Things are never what we remember them to be. I always remember something that my other granddad used to say quite a lot. When people used to go on about how things used to be, he used to say, "There is no such thing as the good old days." Things were not better then, and yet we think they were. Those who grew up in the first half of the 20th century were always in danger of all kinds of diseases and other health issues that thankfully we don't have to worry about today. Vaccinations have cleared up so many problems. There was no National Health Service then either. If you didn't have the money, you didn't get medical attention. This other granddad also lost his younger brother Harry from a burst appendix as a child. And I'm told he was so fond of me because I reminded him of his beloved brother Harry. There was a homesickness there, I think, in my granddad's life, a sadness. Now, I'm not going to look back with the ache of nostalgia. I prefer to look forward towards a new hope, to create something better, a new hope that can grow from the ashes of our current despair. Now, a friend of mine recently sent me a tweet published by Susie Dent of Countdown fame. It read, "I've just discovered the beautiful word Respair from the 15th century, and it feels like we need it today. Fresh hope, a recovery from despair." Respair means, or meant, a fresh hope, a recovery from despair. Now, this tweet was originally published in 2017, but it seems to me to be something we need today, perhaps more than we've ever needed it. I feel that things will not return to what we call normality, certainly not in the short term, and actually they will never return to exactly as they were before. Nothing in life repeats, not in exactly the same way. To quote Heraclitus, no one steps in the same river twice, because the river is not the same, and neither is the person stepping into it. We will change, and society and life will change in some way. This ought not to breed despair, although no doubt we have all experienced this at times. I certainly have. So how do we turn back and live in hope? Born from that same, how do we bring hope from that despair? They're born in the same place. J'espère and désespoir, the words for hope and despair in French, share the same root, a root shared by Respair too. The solution is a fresh hope, a new hope, a recovery from despair. What we need is Respair. Respair, 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 a new hope, a fresh hope. But where do we begin, you may well ask? Well, it begins in this moment now, as we're trying to get by and repair day by day. This is where Respair grows. This is where we begin, where new hope is born right here, right now. We need to begin right here, right now, to give birth to it right here, right now, to live in and to live by Respair. And where does it begin? Well, it begins close at hand. It begins with the first step right here, right now. And this brings to mind a favourite poem by a favourite poet of mine, David White. And the poem is Start Close In. Start Close In by David White. Start close in. Don't take the second step or the third. Start with the first thing, close in, the step you don't want to take. Start with the ground you know, the pale ground beneath your feet, your own way of starting the conversation. Start with your own question. Give up on other people's questions. Don't let them smother something simple. To find another's voice, follow your own voice. Wait until that voice becomes a private ear listening to another. Start right now. Take a small step and you can call your own. Don't follow someone else's heroics. Be humble and focused. Start close in. Don't mistake that other for your own. Start close in. Don't take the second step or the third. Start with the first thing, close in. The step you don't want to take. Respair begins here and now, and it begins close in with the first step. It begins with your own question. It begins by giving up on other people's questions. It begins by trusting what is within us. It begins with trusting that there is a goodness within us. Respair begins close at hand. We need to seek not only the answers but the right questions and to begin to live those questions. I'm not sure there's a clear roadmap. We have to begin by trusting ourselves. Trust that we are formed from love, that we're made, and what we're actually made out of is love. But we'll only do that if we can trust what is within us. We have to believe that we are the light of the world, that the light is within us if we are to begin to build the kingdom of love right here, right now, to build a new future for all, to not merely repair society, but to truly begin to bring Respair to life, to create new hope, to create a fresh hope, to bring about recovery from the current despair. So let's begin to Respair, to give birth to a fresh hope, a new hope. And let's begin close in with the first step, the step we don't want to take. I'm going to end today's reflection with a few words of blessing. We need to bless more. We can all bless. We do so by giving our whole hearts to life, you know. So let's begin right here, right now, with this first blessing, this first step, the one we don't want to take perhaps. Let's give our whole hearts to life. Let's Respair. Let's bring Respair, Respair, Respair. May the love which overcomes all differences, which puts to flight all fears, which heals all wounds, which reconciles all who are separated, be in us and among us, now and always. Let's bring Respair, 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 Respair. And let's carry the vision of love, this vision of Respair with us. And may we do so in all that we feel, in all that we think, in all that we say, in all that we do. Respair, 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 Respair. Amen.